So once again here, I'm talking about Destined Rivals. I've been talking about Destined Rivals a lot recently. I'm going to continue to talk about Destined Rivals. Now, in this video, I want to talk about Destined Rivals and how so far a lot of people are being proven wrong. And I still want to talk about the people that are still saying that this set will do some things, which I'm not really seeing signs of so far. And that's what I want to talk about here. So, Destined Rivals. When we knew nothing about this set, and we all thought it was going to be just a Team Rocket set, there was so much hype, right, building up for the set. I mean, we saw, what, the Team Rocket symbol at the end of, like, I don't know, I think they showed it at the World Championships, this Team Rocket logo, and people knew there was going to be this Team Rocket set. And everyone was going crazy, right? That, oh, the set's coming out next year, it's going to be crazy. And people were talking about this Team Rocket set literally ever since we saw that for months and months and months. And finally, when we actually knew what the set was going to be, Destined Rivals, right? It wasn't going to be just a Team Rocket set. It seemed like then a lot of the hype sort of went away, right? It seemed like, oh, we kind of, got screwed over here. We thought it was going to be a Team Rocket set. It's not just a specific Team Rocket set. And a lot of people were disappointed. And then, time sort of, went on, and then we finally got the reveals of the cards. Now, I feel like the reveal of the cards probably did, you could say, more harm in the way that prices probably didn't get as high as they would have gotten, let's say, if we knew nothing until release. Because it seemed like after we saw the cards from the set, there was a lot of negativity. A lot of people saying, yeah, the set is going to be a dud. I'm disappointed with the artworks of the Mewtwo or whatever. A lot of people were saying those sorts of things. Now, for me, what did I say? I said the artworks, yeah, maybe they could have done more, but they're still good, right? Um, so after the reveals of the cards, prices went down even further, and they continued to drop until the release date. Now, I guess shortly before the release day, I heard so many people on the internet saying that this is gonna crash. This is gonna be like Journey Together all over again. It's all gonna repeat itself, and still, people are still saying that. That prices are gonna crash on release, and all these sorts of things are gonna happen. Because yeah, all this stuff is just all gonna be just like Journey Together because it's all trash and the set's mid. And no, it's so weird that people just call every set mid. It's like, well, then what is the good sets, right? Like you're gonna call every set mid, then what is good, right? Because honestly, in my opinion, Destined Rivals is one of the top main sets out there in Scarlet and Violet. I mean, maybe the only ones you could argue is maybe Paldea Evolved. Other than that, I mean, maybe Surging, but I still think Destined is better. So I don't really know what people are calling great sets nowadays, but I always thought Destined Rivals was pretty good because even when you take out the Team Rocket component to the set, I mean, there's still some really nice cards in that set, right? There's the Cynthia's Garchomp, Ethan's Ho-Oh, and all these other cards, right? All the other IRs and stuff. So, yeah, just people calling it mid and saying everything's gonna crash. Um, so far from the release date and after that, we're seeing opposite signs of crashing, right? Journey Together, the pattern it went was it at release, right? It dropped. It's kind of stayed there for a little bit, but then it continued to drop. Journey Together wasn't like Destined Rivals where it released, right? And then prices they dropped a tiny bit, and then literally went back up the same day on release day. Journey Together did not do that. Journey Together also, the sales volume and everything, I mean, was very different. And just all these things with Journey Together that happened that sort of spoke, yeah, it's probably going to keep going down. We're not really seeing that with Journey Together. I don't see any signs of that. Still, could be premature to say these sorts of things, but so many people were making it seem like Destined Rivals was really going to crash and everything's going to go down. And I said, possibly the booster boxes being at 265 on pre-order, they could probably go down to 220, 230. I could see that happening. Is that a crash? Not really. That's like a 10% drop. That's not really that much. But I thought that was very possible with this sort of seemingly decrease in demand and hype for this set. I saw that happening, but I was completely wrong so far, right? Because you can see in the title, so far, because maybe I'm completely wrong in a few weeks this thing crashes like Journey, maybe, right? But at least on initial few days after release, we're seeing opposite signs of Journey Together. Now, I'm still seeing people make videos talking about, Destined Rivals. Yeah, it's still gonna crash, sell while you can, all these sorts of things. I mean, maybe, but I mean, where are the signals at? where are the signals at right now that you see in the market with sales volume, prices, how they are moving right now, and card prices? Because card prices aren't really crashing, some are going down a little bit, but that's to be expected. Where do you see the signs that this is like journeying together? I mean, even look at pull rates. I made a video talking about pull rates. The pull rates for specific SARs and IRs, they're double as hard. For Journey Together, specific SAR hit rate was like 1 out of 500. For Destined Rivals, it's like 1 out of 1,000. For IRs, it was like, for Journey Together, it was like 1 out of 120. For Destined, it's like 1 out of 270 or something like that. So even the pull rates for specific stuff is still very different. So for me, as of right now, right, I feel like there really is no evidence pointing that all the people that said that this was going to go to MSRP and it's going to go to like Journey Together, that sort of thing, I don't see signs of that. And even, Journey Together, and people saying that Destined Rivals is going to MSRP, it's like, it's one of the most confusing things, in my opinion, that people have said about this set. Like, oh yeah, it's mid, it's going to crash, it's going to go to MSRP. Guys, you understand, Journey Together did not even go to MSRP, and that set crashed, right? You could say it crashed because the total set value dropped in like half, okay? Even that set did not go to MSRP, okay? And people dumped to that set. So, yeah, I mean, if you really thought Destined Rivals somehow was going to go to MSRP, at least in the near future, I think that's insane, right? Because Journey Together did not do that. You think Destined Rivals, a Team Rocket set, is going to do that? I think people who said that, I don't even know what to say. I think that was really crazy, and honestly, in my opinion, kind of funny that people really believe that may have happened. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you really think that was going to happen, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I guess speaking also on the whole MSRP thing before I sort of leave it, the thing with MSRP that's so funny that people always talk about with MSRP, it's like people say, oh, it's going to go back to MSRP. It's like, when, right? It's like, when will it go back to MSRP? In the near future, in the next few months? Probably not, right? But in a year, if they reprint into the ground, then Pokemon falls off and it's not in a super strong market, maybe then goes to MSRP. But are you gonna wait a whole year then to open up a set? It's like, I don't know. The whole MSRP talk to me is still kind of strange. It's kind of just, in my opinion, kind of dumb to talk about. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, the whole thing with Destined Rivals, just, it's right now showing a lot of signs that it's proving people wrong with the whole people saying that, oh yeah, this is gonna crash and Journey Together 2.0. It's showing a lot of strength, something we did not see from Journey. I think very early on with Journey Together, it was kind of obvious that Journey Together wasn't going to be a super high performing set. I mean, prices quickly dropped for that set. Singles, everything, every single day. Everything was crashing. I think I even made videos pretty much every single day when prices were crashing because it was pretty insane. The Lily's Clefairy was dropping drastically. Everything was dropping. And yeah, just overall, there was no signs of Journey Together making a comeback. And even months after being released, Journey Together has not made a single comeback at all. And I don't know when it will be. I mentioned before, the only thing really holding Journey Together up, at least in the near future, for potentially prices going back up, is the box topper. Reprints with the box topper. If there's no box topper, then Journey Together may see some light. But other than that, yeah, Journey Together, at least in the near future, it doesn't look like it's going to do much. But I do think it is somewhat underrated. I think it is a little bit overhated, but at the time being, there are other sets that are coming out and have come out recently that are more popular, like Prismatic and Destined Rivals. So, unfortunately here, I don't have like a Destined Rivals booster box to show you. They are in transit. One of my boxes for Destined Rivals, or one of my packages, got delayed. I don't know what's happening. It's going to be here in like a week. I don't know what's going on. My other one should be here tomorrow, so if I make one of these videos tomorrow, maybe again talking about Destined Rivals, I should have a booster box like right here. I'll put it somewhere here so you guys can see the Destined Rivals booster box. But as of recording this, I don't have it in my hand. So yeah, it's just sort of the same setup. So I guess that's sort of all I want to talk about here is how so far, I know it's still premature to tell, but I think Destined Rivals is proving a lot of people wrong. Still, people will say this set will go to 0. It'll go to MSRP or below, it's trash and all these sort of things, it's mid. But you look at the data, what's happening right now in the market, and also, honestly, I'm not actually seeing many people complaining and crying over Destined Rivals with pull rates and, scalping and stuff. I'm seeing less of that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's sort of cooling off, but just overall Destined Rivals, the release seems to be pretty healthy, and there's just a lot of signs that people like this set. And I think it having, being Team Rocket, sort of the older Pokemon stuff, the more nostalgic stuff, I think also has more going for it than Journey. So if people want to say this will be Journey Together 2.0, go at it, say it, but I really don't see any signs of this being Journey Together 2.0. But we'll see if the strength continues. That's going to be the biggest thing. Card prices, everything, the next couple of weeks. That's going to be the big indicator. But we're seeing prices of booster boxes literally a couple days after release from dropping, literally rebound instantaneously, basically back to where we were at on pre-order, which is very, just in my opinion, shocking, but it shows the demand for the set. But we will see, and I'll keep updating you guys on what happens with Destined Rivals. So that's all I want to say here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you surprised with the performance of Destined Rivals? How prices across the board, even for ETBs and and Pokemon Center ETBs, everything across the board really hasn't dropped that much. I really thought things were going to drop a ton more, but they didn't. So we'll see. Maybe next few weeks it happens, but as for now, that has not happened. So that's all I want to talk about here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.